Hello, my name is Regina Newlin, and this is Grasp, a device to mount to the passenger seat that secures a variety of items to prevent from falling onto the floor and becoming a distraction for drivers. Back in 2014, there was an accident on my home street that involved a distracted driver. She turned too fast, and all of her stuff fell onto the floor. As she tried to reach for her water bottle, she ended up swerving into my neighbor's parked car, used it as a ramp, and flipped her own onto the opposite side of traffic. Thankfully, she got out with only a few cuts and bruises, but she is one of the 60,000 crashes a year that are caused by distracted driving by reaching for moving or fallen objects. Now, the odds of you becoming involved in an accident of this type of distraction are much higher than other types, like adjusting the radio or glancing at your phone. Looking into the market, the current solution for this are these hooks that attach to headrests. My response for the first round was to mimic this design. However, I realized shortly that there were three main issues with the hook idea. 1. This did not account for seats without adjustable headrests, or bucket-style seats. 2. All of the weight relied on the handles of the objects. And 3. There was no bottom support, and if the item didn't have proper handles or handles at all, the user was left to deal with the situation and hope for the best. From here, the opportunity to address the saturated market was to introduce an entirely new way of securing items that would not lead to an accident. With all of this research, Grasp needed to achieve some major criteria. It needed to secure items to avoid becoming a distraction for the driver. It needed to be universal for all types of cars, and it needed to convert seamlessly for both being sat on and strapping items down. The next round was actually taking a wild risk to design something that would be manufactured to be in the car interior. This came from the insight of Volvo's 2005 YCC. However, this also led to numerous issues of cost, manufacturing, and time. Taking a step back, I revisited other markets that would have things needed to be secured down in the car, like pet accessories. This round of design addressed the three main issues of the hooks, and I decided to move forward with this type of construction. However, this also brought up another issue. Pet seats are not meant to be taken out and are a permanent structure within the car. To not waste space and allow for a user to use the passenger seat, Grasp needed to convert for two different situations, one for it being used and one to be sat on. The next round of development was testing out various shapes and the ways of fastening items. This involved two major shapes. The 2 points of contact, or the T, made the perfect pouch for items to sit in or be thrown into, while the 1 point of contact, or the teardrop, fastened items down very well, almost like a race car seatbelt. Developing and testing out both shapes brought up pros and cons of each, and they were heavily evaluated and brought into consideration of the final design. To use Grasp, the user would enter the car, strap their items, and go about their drive. When they get to their destination, the items are then taken out, and Grasp is ready to use for next time. To convert to a normal passenger seat, the user would only have to unhook and flatten the mat. Grasp has several key features. This includes adjustable straps for the headrest and on the sides, hooks and rings, a mounting disc for in between the seat cushion, and a pocket to hold medium-sized objects, like water bottles, for example. For the final test of the design, Grasp had to make sure that it still held the variety of items that a person would take with their commute, such as backpacks, lunchboxes, and the occasional groceries. To make Grasp, this would be sewn together with ripstop polyester, PVC mesh, and a hex mesh for the pocket. The straps would be nylon webbing, and the various hardware would include rings, hooks, and a buckle on the back. For the average dimension of the passenger seat, it's about 22 by 22 inches. Grasp's width is narrower to account for the different seat contours of various types of cars, and it is slightly longer to drape over the seat so it does not become uncomfortable to sit on. The overall cost of this would have to consider the two markets that I looked at. Pet accessories are what the construction is based off of, but requires less structure, so this would be comfortably cheaper. However, for the market that this is designed for, it would have to be on the higher price range due to it having more than just injection molded pieces. So between both markets, $15 to $16 is a price that is worth investing in for your safety of you and your items. I want to say thank you to the class of 2020, all of my friends and family who supported me through this entire process, the professors that have helped for the last 4 years, and thank you for everyone who's watching.